Hey guys, it's Torqen here. I'm back with a new video. I know it's been a bit. I think it's been about 11 days or so since I last uploaded a video. I'm pretty sorry about that. I'm trying to be more consistent with my videos, so I'll try to be uploading once a week from now on. But yeah, so you guys just be on the lookout for that. I'm sorry about the timing in between my videos, but life is hard. So today I plan to start like a new series, pretty much just going through different matchups I have in my games and kind of just like teaching you guys how to play through them and everything. And hopefully you guys can learn a lot, so that would be great. Early in the season, the MMR is kind of weird right now. Like I know you saw earlier that this is like supposed to be an Emerald Diamond game, but a lot of the guys in this lobby used to be in Master like last season, so I don't know. MMR is really weird right now. Anyway. So let's start up. This is the Volibear matchup. It's one of Camille's hardest matchups, in my personal opinion. It's a very hard matchup. He's very, very strong into you. He does a lot of damage early game. He's very strong in the extended fight, and he can even take good short trades, into you. So he can be very, very hard to play into. And on top, there's a Nunu jungle who will just be rolling snowballs through your lane all day. So this is one hell of a matchup, honestly. It's very easy to die a lot, and it's very important that you know how to play this out so that you don't end your games. So with this game, I'm running Grasp. I think it's just best because I'll be taking only short trades into Volibear, and I also went Second Wind and Doran Shield because I want to be able to heal up any damage I take from his passive Lightning. So you're gonna see here, I'm just gonna start by autoing the wave a bit passively. I want him to push into me. I don't want to like try to fight him or anything because I'm not gonna win early on. He has much better consistent damage than me. And my plan is just to sit back a bit, hold the wave near my tower, and pretty much try and bait him into bad fights and fighting me in bad positions. To be honest with you, in this matchup, there's honestly no real way for you to like force a win. You almost have to cause Volibear to like int or do something stupid. I think in most cases, the tower is going to become your best friend, or you get a jungle gank. Those are like the only two ways you realistically kill it. So you see here, I'm not pushing up too far. I'm just being very calm, getting CS I can. So this is already number one. You can see like he's already trying to be aggressive. He's taking one tower shot, and that's going to happen a lot through this game, where he tries to be aggressive and he ends up taking a tower shot. And in this matchup, you're going to have to learn to space very, very well. You see there, he's taking another one, and then he takes a third one and a fourth one, and immediately he's dead. And essentially what was happening here is I kept walking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it caused him to also keep walking, at me, thinking, oh, he can catch me with his Q or he can catch me with his W. But I walk out of range just in time, and it doesn't let him catch me, which causes him to pretty much insta my tower. Now, this isn't always going to happen, but if the Volibear knows he beats you, it's going to happen many times. Here, I'm just clearing the wave because I want to reach my 900 gold for my Sheen. Obviously, if you don't have the health, or if you think the jungler is coming, you don't have time for this. But in my case, I felt like I had a bit of time. Unfortunately, he got here in time. He's probably going to freeze this wave. I might lose like a wave, but getting that Sheen is really important early, so I think it's probably worth it. So I have TP here. I'm just going to TP back to lane. One thing I would say into the Volibear matchup is normally I take Ignite and Teleport. I think in the Volibear matchup, you should almost always take Flash, because without Flash, if he stuns you as you're starting to E away, he's just going to kill you. There's no way for you to get away from him. There's no way to escape him, so he's just going to kill you. Especially with like Nunu as his jungler, just bringing snowballs through the lane. Sometimes I'm just going to need that Flash, otherwise I'm going to die. So like I said, the main thing in this matchup is spacing. Camille cares about spacing a lot, but this matchup is super important. You see here that like your W becomes pretty much your best friend. It's how you slow him down. It's how you keep your distance from him, and really just match him. Your entire goal is that he shouldn't ever be able to full combo you, and a full combo would be a Q, E, W, right? As long as he can't full combo you, then you can probably manage to get favorable trades from him. Here, I'm just trying to test and see just how strong his damage is. I have my second Q, so I wanted to see, okay, can I actually match him? And well, you see that I got full comboed, so I slightly lost that trade. If it was only his Q that hit me, I would have been fine. Or if it was only his E, I would have still been fine. But you see here, he takes turret damage again, and this is pretty much all that you need to keep happening. You need to keep baiting him into taking tower shots, or just bait him into a position where he's going to be ganked by your jungler. You see here now, my Briar is topside, and I see that she is about to finish up her Krugs. So I immediately decide that I'm gonna call her to come gank, because at this point he's half health. I know he can't 1v2. If he was full health, there is honestly a small chance he could 1v2 us. But because he's half health, I've already managed to get him to take some tower shots. I've taken some good trades into him. He doesn't have any chance of beating us anymore. So at this point, I'm just hoping that he accidentally walks up too far and dies for it. And you can see, like, almost immediately he dies, right? I mean, unfortunately, Cho'Gath and Nunu are also here, and I managed to escape by the skin of my teeth. But you can see, like, just how quickly he died. Volibear isn't actually all that tanky early game. He does have healing, he does have shielding, but in truth, like, with the kind of damage output that Camille has in short trades, you can actually beat him in these very, very short trades. It's just that you have to be very, very good about it. Pretty much, his stun can never land on you. That is your main objective. He should never stun you, right? If he's queuing, just W him, walk away. That's your entire objective. If you can do that throughout the laning phase, you'll probably be fine. So here it seems that Volibear and Nunu have switched lanes for a bit, probably just out of... Yep, and this is what I'm talking about. Nunu is going to be in your lane, like, consistently in a matchup like this. You know, it is literal hell, you know, when you're facing a jungler like Nunu as Camille. And this is where it's very important as well for your mechanics to be on point. You see there that I E'd pretty much the instant that his W was about to touch me, so that way the E will still go through even after I've been knocked up. At this point, I'm just gonna wait for Cho'Gath to push in this wave. I know he thinks I either like backed or I'm somewhere far, so I'm not forced to do anything. And in the Volibear matchup, you're just gonna have to learn to be patient. Honestly, a lot is not going to happen for you early game. The truth is, 2 kills I have on him are almost luck, pretty much, based on his inting into my tower. In most cases, you're not gonna get those kills. So the truth is, you're just gonna have to be patient. You're really waiting for Triforce, and then you have more team fight agency than him. You have the ability to pick people off and you know, get into fights quickly, get out of fights quickly. He just doesn't have that. So that is your objective in the game. Yeah, you can see, like, I mean, they've switched lanes, but it's not like this lane is much better for me. The good thing though is I have my High-Elo coming in, so I can look for a kill here. It was very scuffed, if I have to be honest, but I mean, it works out, you know. Even if I had died, I guess High-Elo gets the kill. It's not ideal for me, but it would have still been fine nonetheless. I should have probably bought a refillable pot as well in base. If you see, I have like 260 gold left over. I could have spent 150, just buy a refill pot. It allows me to just stay in lane a bit longer. You didn't see anything there. And it just gives you a bit more sustain. Lets you stay in lane a bit longer and not have to back as much. But it's all good and fine. So I see that there's a fight going on towards the jungle. I immediately start moving, even though I have a wave around my turret. But the instant I see that I'm not getting anything out of it, I just back up. There's nothing I can do to help there. Unfortunately, they started fighting before I was in any good position to help. And sometimes that's just how it is. So the wave is pretty much in the perfect spot where I want it right now. This is where you want it for the entire lane, if possible, because it allows you to just take short trades into Volibear all the time. You see here now how low he is. Unfortunately, that tower shot didn't go off, but if it had, I might have had a chance to kill him. You will notice as well though that even with Volibear low, I don't still try to all in him, even with him at half health, and the reason is because he will actually beat me at this health. Between his healing and his shielding, I just can't beat him, so it's much better if I just hold the wave here and slowly bleed him out. And you see now like why it's how important it is to have your E up, to just hold your E most of the time. Because with a jungler like Nunu, he can come from anywhere. That Nunu has been sitting in that bush for God knows how long. And, you know, this Volibear is losing lane, and the Nunu just randomly sits there for 10 years and suddenly comes and ganks me and they get a kill, you know. And that's how the matchup just goes, you know. Volibear is really hard to beat. To be honest, the two kills I have on him right now, they were pretty much him inting, which were kind of forced, but not entirely. And, you know, that's just how it is. Many times you're not going to get anything out of this matchup. Your goal is really getting to Triforce, like I said before, and scaling to the end of the game. So Volibear backed. I'm just going to slow push for now. There's no need to do anything crazy. I mean, the instant he comes back to lane, he's just going to push it back to me anyway. So it doesn't really make a difference. But at least with the large wave, maybe I have a bit of time to go do something on the map. Yep. So here I was just testing if my W would be enough to slow him for me to escape his Q. Unfortunately, it isn't. So at least I know that now. I hadn't played this matchup in a long time when I played this game. So I think this was my first Volibear in probably 6 or 7 months, honestly. So I haven't seen him in a bit, but yeah. Luckily for me here, he's not looking to crash this wave, so I'm actually just going to freeze it again. Yeah, unfortunately I didn't stop him from backing, but it's fine. Okay, perfect. It's frozen here, and I have my Triforce, so I am just going to back as well. I think he backed because he had his item, Dusk and Dawn, and I have my Triforce. It's frozen in front of my tower. This is perfect time to back. You just run back with home guards. And guys, don't be afraid to back. You can be free to back as much as you want in this season, just because home guards is so strong. You're gonna see, like, I'm gonna get to lane pretty much as Volibear is getting back to the wave, which is pretty insane, seeing as he backed well before me, you know. Yeah, but you can see just how strong Triforce is, you know. This is the difference. Once you have Triforce, you actually do damage. You actually start to matter, if you will. You know, you become a champion, you know. But I'm still gonna play the lane the same way, you know. I'm not gonna suddenly force onto him because I have my item. I'm still gonna play it out, looking to hold the wave near my tower, looking to take short trades, and only when he maybe misuses his Q or his W, I then go in for a better trade if I can. You see here, the Volibear is being so aggressive because I'm baiting him so much. Like, I'm being so passive into him for the most part that he feels he has to do something. Yeah, you see, that Nunu is going to keep coming back. And so be careful about your E's, guys. Just really be careful about your E's. Okay, perfect. And now he's baited into the turret again. I ult his ults and kill him. I flashed there at the end just in case my second Q didn't kill him, so that if it didn't kill him, he wouldn't immediately kill me. But luckily for me, it did kill him, and it turns out I didn't need the flash. But just in case, you know, it's better that I don't die than I die on accident and then I'm regretting it later. But you can see just, like, you know, how effective it is to just be jiggling back and forth in your lane. You know, you need to be doing that consistently. And into Volibears, it really tilts them because they're trying to land their Q on you, they're trying to land their E on you, and when you're just doing that all the time, they eventually get baited into using it and missing it. They had a bit of a fight in mid, but I think my team comes out with that. Yeah, I mean, we managed to get 2 for 1, so that's pretty good. So if you guys look on the map, you see Volibear like left his lane, the lane entirely. He went to go help mid lane for some reason. So I'm just gonna use this time to funnel more gold into myself, and just put myself more ahead of him that way. The truth is, Volibear should never leave this lane. I mean, I'm pretty much stuck under tower the entire time I'm in this lane, and the only time I have to do anything is if he leaves for any reason. Again, I'm gonna hold the wave here. My only objective now is to not get ganked. I think if I don't get ganked, I should beat Volibear pretty handily. Yep, you see that? This is gonna happen every 5 seconds. That is all he's going to do. He's just gonna come into lane every 5 seconds. Here's the thing though, right? It gets annoying, but the truth is, I mean, I'm doing the best for my team I could be doing right now because I'm absorbing a lot of pressure from this Nunu. This Nunu has ganked me maybe like about 5 or 6 times at this point. Yeah, I think there, if I E'd in before I use my second Q, I kill him. But since I didn't want to E in, I don't get the kill there. So the only reason I was scared of using my E was just in case Nunu was still around. I didn't want to, you know, get ganked and get turned on, and so unfortunately I just wasn't able to kill him because of that. But you can see like just the difference in the dynamics once you get Triforce. It really just makes Camille entirely, you know, and without it you almost feel like a cannon minion a lot of the time. And Volibear is bot side again, so I'm going to look to push. Unfortunately, Cho'Gath is here, so you can't get anything out of it. You'll notice that for pretty much the entire game, I haven't left my lane, and this is very intentional. The reason is because right now, unless a fight is happening close to me, I don't have much to offer my team, okay? There's too much to lose by roaming. This Volibear has gone bot so much this game. Like, he has rotated mid, he's rotated bot, he's about to die right now, you know? And meanwhile, I am out here getting towers, getting gold, you know? And I'm pretty sure he's doing this because he's frustrated, you know? I'm not letting him get kills, and he's gotten bored and he's roamed. You really shouldn't be doing that, okay? As the top laner, your lane doesn't end until your tower falls, okay? In most cases. This isn't always true. There's some situations where you should roam. If you're playing Malphite and there's an important team fight coming up, go help your team. But in Volibear's case, he's a very lane dominant champion. He should look to abuse it as much as he can. Yeah, and that mistake by him literally just allows me to collect, I don't even know how much gold it is now. I think I spent all my gold before I came to lane. I'm already up to 1,000 right now. Yeah, so I just collected 1,200 gold. You know, even if Volibear went to bot lane, he would have to kill literally 4 of my teammates to gain the gold I just gained by staying in top lane. So that's how effective it is, you know, to just side lane. Okay, it can be very tempting to roam, to look to do other things, but your lane, if your lane isn't over yet, stay in your lane. You have things to do. I don't know what I'm checking on my computer, but just ignore that. Okay, so you come back to lane again. So at this point, my team is winning pretty handily. There's no need for me to... I'm already well ahead of the Volibear. There's no need for me to look to force. There's no need for me to look to, you know, supposedly push my lead, as people would say. I have no reason to do any of that. Eventually, they will have to fight us, whether it's at a dragon or at a baron, anything, you know. And at that point, I'll be able to kill him. Okay, so we find Nunu here, and he's immediately blown up by my AP, my full AP Galio, who I am very proud of. Unfortunately, he immediately gets blown up by the full AP Cho'Gath. So it all comes full circle, I guess. Yeah. So you can see, like, I mean, with my team winning, like I said, I don't have to force. I just play around my team, look for those fights. Now, of course, if my team was losing, my objective would then be to look for winning fights. And the way I would do this would be by focusing on side laning, one, to draw pressure away from my team, like before, with Nunu coming to gank me all the time. And two, escaping those ganks, and also then using those ganks to set up number advantages for my team. You know, let's say Nunu comes to gank me top lane, I escape, I head to mid lane where I have an advantage with my team. We can then fight a 5v3 in mid lane while Nunu and Volibear are top lane, you know, trying to gank me or something. So that would be the way you would do it there. But since I'm winning in this case, I'm free to just play around my team. I'm still looking to put pressure on the map. I'm still going to go to the side lane like right now, but it also means that I know I can also go help my team without fear of us somehow losing a fight that should be winning. So Baron is up right now. I have TP, and so my entire object. Oh, dang. I guess. Oh yeah. Okay, I remember. Yeah, my team for some reason put no wards around Baron, and so the enemy team just did it for free. It was the most annoying thing ever, but it's fine. The thing is, the enemy team is still losing, even with Baron. They just don't have way. Even like here, they supposedly catch me, and Nunu just dies instantly after supposedly catching me. You know. That's what I mean. So they have no real way of winning fights. Especially with Nunu going full AP, Cho'Gath going full AP, and Volibear also going full AP. They have a lot of damage, but they don't have a lot of tankiness. So they can't survive very long. They have no real front line at this point. And I actually make quite a bit of adjustment to my build because of this. I've already gone Merc Treads, as you've seen, which should be your normal build into Volibear. But I'm also going to go for a Mob Mortius, just because there's so much magic damage on the enemy team. They have a Nico, they have a Volibear, a Cho'Gath, a Nunu. Mob Mortius is the easiest option. So, you know, I haven't been going Spear of Surgeon as much this season. I've just found that it's not quite as good. I've tried it in several games, but it just doesn't pan out the way I want it to. So, yeah. And you can see just how strong my team is. They're just winning fights by themselves. That was a full-on 5v4. I was nowhere close to that, and they just won it by themselves. So, you may think, oh, I had, you know, nothing to do with that fight, but the truth is, if Volibear had beaten me in lane, if I had let him, you know, beat me down in lane, he would probably be able to carry those team fights. And so it's very important to also learn how to not lose in certain matchups that aren't really winnable, you know. And you can see that even with Baron, we still managed to make a good push. Even with the enemy team having Baron, we still managed to make a good push, get to inhibitors, and now we'll just head towards Dragon. So the entire objective now is we just look for that one fight that is going to end the game. Pretty much at this point, if we get a singular fight in which we ace the enemy team, that should pretty much be the end of the game. The enemy team probably knows that at this point, and they are hoping that they somehow manage to win that random fight, but I highly doubt they can. Yeah, you can see my Hex Drinker complete. I'm trying not to die to Cho'Gath or Nunu or Volibear, so yeah. And now the only lane left, if you look on the map, you see that we already have inhibitors in mid and bot lane. So the only lane left is top lane. So our objective as a team is now to just fight in top lane. I'm just gonna fight this Volibear here. Unfortunately, I didn't ult him in time, but I do think we still catch him, so I think it's fine. Yep. Yeah, I just didn't want him to full combo me because that would put me lower on health. I would have to probably back and then come back to lane. That wouldn't be ideal. So I wanted to, you know, allow my teammates to catch up a bit more so that there's no chance of him, you know, doing too much damage to me. And I mean, that's just the general playstyle of Camille in team fights anyway. You tend to go in and then back off a bit, and then go in again, then back off a bit. That's just what you want to do. You see here, I'm immediately focused by these guys, so I'm forced to immediately get out, and then I go back in again. Now, I did have Zillion's ult, so I probably could have stayed. You know, it wouldn't have been a problem, but I didn't realize he was gonna ult me, so it's fine though. So now we have all inhibitors exposed. All that's left is we either get a Baron or we get a fight and we end the game. That's pretty much it. And that's all that's needed. So my team, we're just gonna head towards mid right now, group up together, see if we can find something. If we find a good fight, we win it, we end the game. If we get Baron first, we get Baron, we end the game. Either way, the game is over. So as long as we don't you know, split up, as long as we don't try to make a play by ourselves, you know, as is common for a lot of Camille players to do, including me. I am very guilty of this. As long as I make plays with my team, this game should be over very, very quickly. I see my team is dying in mid. I rotate there. I think I was a bit late to this rotation because I actually saw the fight happening slightly earlier than that. I just thought that they would win it automatically. If I was there, you just kill him. So okay. Yeah, unfortunately I do die here because I misused my E. Like I said, don't do that. There is a Nunu, there is a Cho'Gath, there is a Volibear. Luckily for me, the Volibear does the exact same thing into my team, and so we get a free kill, and so does Nunu. So my team kind of saves me here a bit. I did mess that up towards the end of the game, which is unfortunate after I played the you know, the earliest parts of the game so well, but sometimes you make mistakes, you just have to learn from them, you know. So that's it, guys. I hope you learned a lot from this video. Just remember, in the Volibear matchup, hold your wave on your side, only go for short trades, and remember to hold your E, space him as much as you can with your W, and never all in him, pretty much. Just never all in him, okay? You're not expecting to come out of the lane winning, you're just expecting to come out of the lane without losing. Peace, guys.
Precision is the difference between a butcher and a surgeon.